Hello, Coastal Bend community. My name is Greg Garrett. I'm the new museum experience educator here at the Museum of the Coastal Bend at Victoria College, where it's our mission to explore, define, and tell the story of the history, culture, and heritage of the people of the Coastal Bend. Today, I would like to introduce you to the museum and give you a quick understanding of what you will experience if you come and visit us on site, because we are open and would love to see you here at the museum, or if you visit us at our new virtual exhibit at our retooled website at museumofthecoastalbend.org. So, what do you say we get started, we head inside, and I begin to tell you the story of where Texas history began. Here at the Museum of the Coastal Bend, the discipline of archaeology has an overarching importance to every aspect of our exhibit floor and our new virtual exhibit. My colleague, Dr. Heather Para, is an active archaeologist in the field today, participating in active digs that our cobalt crew here at the museum is a part of. People like Dr. Para tell the story using artifacts and fossils that they pull from the earth to give context to the daily lives of the people who would have made up the region as far back as 13,000 years ago. So you can understand, using these artifacts and fossils throughout the exhibit floor, how important the discipline of archaeology is to our mission and goals here at the Museum of the Coastal Bend. So join me as we begin to explore what you'll find on site and through our virtual exhibit here at the museum. So, it's impossible to tell the story of a region, whether it's the Coastal Bend, Texas, the Americas, or the world, without speaking first about the original peoples, the indigenous peoples. And that's where our story begins here at the Museum of the Coastal Bend. Our story goes back 13,000 years to include the Paleo-Indian, all the way up to Karankawa and Aranama of the region. Our story includes the technologies of these people and the civilizations of these people. We use the artifacts uncovered by archaeologists, both fossils and points, tools, to describe the daily lives and give context to the humanity of these peoples. So as you join us here in our Indigenous Peoples area, remember those ideas. Remember that these were civilized peoples, that they had traditions, they had culture. And that culture and heritage and tradition is what we try to convey here in our Indigenous Peoples area at the Museum of the Coastal Bend. Welcome to the French exhibit on our exhibit floor. The main narrative of this exhibit revolves around René Robert Cavelier sur de la Salle, Fort St. Louis, and the ship known as the Belle. This narrative will include the voyage across the Atlantic, the colony that was set up at Fort St. Louis, and the failures of the entire expedition as it got started in 1684. Now, along with this main narrative, we try to discover what the intended purpose of the French colony was using the artifacts that we have. Whether it was a military purpose, to gain strength in the Gulf, or to invade silver mines in northern Mexico. Was it an economic purpose, to again gain strength in the Gulf economically with a warm water port around New Orleans? Or was it colonization, to give the French a foot on the ground to begin colonizing this new world? Or was it conversion? Was it a purpose based on religion to convert the indigenous peoples of this new colony? We work towards answering those questions here in the French exhibit, along with some other cool stuff, like forensic archaeology questions from discoveries at Fort St. Louis, and even questions about the Columbian Exchange. So join us either on site in our French area or in our virtual exhibit to learn the story and the beginning of the French culture and heritage in Texas. And we continue the story of where Texas history began here in our Spanish area using the iconic Presidio La Bahia and Mission Espiritu Santo. The Presidio La Bahia was built on top of the Fort St. Louis site, and it is where French and Spanish culture collide for the first time in Texas history. We also use this portion of the exhibit floor to talk about the rise of Tejano culture and its importance to the Texas community. The importance in the rise of the mission system and how it brought this community together. The influence that it has had on our daily lives even now. We'd also like to talk about how the missions introduced the industry of ranching, which we know has become iconic to the concept of Texas and the concept of the cowboy. So, join me here in the Spanish area or at the virtual exhibit and learn how influential and important Spanish and Tejano culture has been to the Coastal Bend region. Our final destination today on the exhibit floor is our iconic ranching and cowboy area. In this area, we explore the smooth transition and influence that Spain and Mexico had on the establishment of ranching and the American cowboy to become the iconic character it has become in American history. We also explore the economic impact and importance that the ranching industry brought to Texas, which includes all of the lesser industries that help to feed this larger one. So, join Lady and I here at the ranching cowboy area at either the exhibit floor or the virtual exhibit to explore the importance that this time in Texas history had on the Coastal Bend region. I really hope you've enjoyed this quick overview I've given you of the Museum of the Coastal Bend today. Remember, the museum is open for visitors. Our museum store is open. We have activities for the kids if you visit us on site. And teachers, we're ready for your school tours. If you can't get a school tour here, our virtual exhibit is ready to go with activities, worksheets, vocabulary set up for the kids in line with all the sections of the virtual exhibit. If you have any questions about anything we've talked about today, whether it's visitation, tours, activities, feel free to email me at gregory.garrett@victoriacollege.edu or just give me a call here at the museum. We sure hope to see you soon.